Say hi, Ash.
Hi, yeah.
Hi. It's what's today? It's March 7th. We just did a big cleanup finally inside the shop so that we can kind of show it off. A little bit of a great day today. It got colder, but it's been really nice. The sun was out earlier, but of course that meant that it was colder then. It started off at about 10 degrees this morning, and right now it's about 20. A comfortable 20, wouldn't you say?
Super comfortable.
Yeah, it's really nice. That might sound funny, but it has been really nice. We went ahead and opened up all the windows so that we can get a little bit of air through there. We have not been running the wood stove or having any heat in there because of the moisture problems we were having. We'd get it warm on the inside, it'd be cold on the outside, we'd have all this condensation, and it was a kind of a self-perpetuating problem. This is the electrical box that we put in. We've been running extension cords from that external outlet right there into there. That's our little soffit vents that we have little mesh on the inside to keep the critters out, and some ventilating blah 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 in there. We got our windows in, some of them open whereas others don't. Door right here, and we went ahead and fed that conduit, the electrical conduit feeding from that meter box boop into here, and then it's cut in to go up there. Yeah, it's kind of nice to be getting stuff out from underneath the building. Finally, we had insulation underneath there. It's high enough to store some things in there, but it's been a junk show. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of ice buildup, but there's no way to really get around that. I think I might sandbag it or something like that later on. Try to create some sort of barrier to keep it out. Anyway, built these double doors. They are working great. Built these windows too. They got a nice little reflection to the mountains back there. Yeah, focusing is a problem. I'd say that focus is probably my biggest problem. All right. I just got my foot stuck in the door, and I think this is zoomed in. That's what all this is, and I can't zoom it back out. There it goes. All right. Focus! Like we're seeing outside, we have our extension cords coming up through that soffit there, and they're run all over the building so that we can have power in different areas. But otherwise, we did hook up that electrical, and it's coming to the floor right here, conduit up through there, and then into the box, which I forgot to hook these guys up. I just got these special breakers I had to get in the other day, and I've not hooked them up yet. I got them numbered up here so I can remember which circuit is what and goes where. It comes out to these little cripple studs over here, and it runs to where it needs to go from there. This is a truss joist here. You can see the markings of where the boards are on the inside of this sheeting. So I can just punch a hole right up into it and go through it. The rest of them are just going to go through the joists on the floor. But yeah, you can see got some stuff going in there. Another one going there. That goes upstairs. And then the rest of these just go to outlets around the joint. We have an outside light set up that's going to be here. Dangling light that will be up there. And some other outlets and things back here. Some stuff stuffed up. These are the truss beams I was talking about. Have one here, and then the other one's already been sheeted. Conduit, where we need to have conduit. We have a plan for bending some sheeting up in there, and I suppose I'll just show you that later. But it's going to be on these sort of what would those be called? Something boards. Ashley knows.
Boards.
Yep, this is the bird is. Got those brush boards. All up in here, we put these blocks, and that is for the hard foam insulation that we've been cutting up and stuffing into those little spaces, like you see this one right here. And that's mostly been a job for upstairs. I have some recessed lights I'm going to be putting up in here, and so you have all these danglers coming all over the place. But otherwise, yeah, we got outlets galore They even have one up there. Look at that. Look at that. It's about 850 feet of wire is what we ended up using. This gray one here, we scored. A friend of ours had that left over from their job. They gave it to us, and it worked for all of our 220 outlets. Cutie little wood stove. The original hearth that it came with, somebody gave this to us, and we're just setting it on that hearth for now. But that hopefully is a good stove. We wouldn't know. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. It's a little bit bluer over on that side. Ash, what am I missing?
Well, probably.
Alright, that is for some upstairs lights. We have light switches there that are going to run for that, and some outlets all over the place. There's a wire kind of dangling downstairs, and it's just tied up. It's going to end up being coming through the floor right here, where we're going to have a wall for this little bathroom that we're going to put there. There's going to be no running water, but there'll be some clever amenities in there. Then we have our kitchen space. Outlets galore again. Nice little view of the outhouse, which is what every kitchen needs. And yeah, some ugly stuff to look at out there. A little more hideousness in this direction as well. We've been spending a ton of time cutting out these little pieces, and you know, it's off of these salvage sheets or bats or whatever you call them, with this hard foam insulation. Some of it, you know, probably about 35 years old. The blue stuff I got from this guy is just left over from his job, and so we're using it where it makes the most sense, and repairing it where it needs to be repaired in some cases, and stuffing even some little bits of fiberglass insulation that we got from another salvage up in the cracks. So we're eventually, here soonish, going to be putting insulation inside the walls here. Once these are all in, there's more fiberglass that's going to go in these gaps here, but that also allows to have a little extra space up top for some airflow. And you can't see it up here. Maybe I can show you downstairs. There's all these little holes that have been drilled into these cripple studs, and those holes will act as vents coming up from the soffits down there, where those holes are. These the electrical cords are feeding through. These are covered up. I just didn't want to have all that air coming in at the time, and I suppose I could move it now, but I haven't done it yet.